This might overload it. Yep, it tripped. Alright, g'day guys, I'm Preston Milk Prado, welcome to another video. Today's video is an unboxing review of the new Bluetti AC180P. Okay, now full disclaimer, Bluetti did send me this, but they wanted a completely unbiased review, and I'm just going to tell you how it is. Now, obviously these guys are more of the high-end tier of like battery capacity and like power banks like this for camping and, you know, for work, whatever you use it for. And, you know, I've had a few of them now, and I really do notice the quality difference between them and like another brand that's a bit more cheap. So you may have also seen a video on my channel, I did a review of the Blue AC180. Now this one is the 180P. So it's got bigger battery capacity and it's also orange, which looks sick, okay? Now, this has about 25% more battery capacity than the other one, and they've managed to fit it in the exact same size shell. So as you can imagine, you're just getting more bang for your buck for the size of this thing. So that's probably the more major difference of this. Other than that, it's very similar to the other one. So we look on the back here, you know, you can run, you know, a hairdryer, air conditioner, microwave, you know, it's quite insane what they can do. They can boil hot water, as we've proven in the last one. And in the box, you're going to be getting the power station itself, AC charging cable, you're going to get a car charging cable, and a solar charging cable, okay? So if you have a solar panel, you can fold it out at camp, plug it in this will charge up from the sun, and you can still charge off it, and then at night it will still run. So really good size here. Now on the post here it says it's about 19 kilos, so once you remove all the packaging, it's going to be around about that ballpark. Now you can also Bluetooth an app to this on the side, so if you just get that out of your phone, and then you can read all the details of the system, of where the battery capacity is at and what usage you're using it when it's being used. Now this does have an 1800 watt inverter, which is the same as the other one. And then like I said before, it's just this battery is a lot bigger. So I think the other one was like 1180 watts or something. This one's 1440. So it's around about 250-ish more. So it is a lot bigger. It weighs 16.5 kilos and it comes with a 5-year warranty, okay? Now, obviously wherever you live in the world, you can get different sockets. So down here you've got all your options. This is Australian, so we've got this one here. And I think there's not much more to say. Let's just get into the package. I'm excited. Okay, so in the very top of the box we have your instructions. And we have a little cardboard box. Now this should be, yeah, this is all the cables, okay? So you've got 6 different cables here. We'll run you through them. So this is the one you'll use the most. This is 240 volt power plugging into the back just to charge it off a power point. Then in here we should have our car and our solar. So here we go, 12 volt cigarette, and that's the other end, that charges it through your car. And then here we have the solar, okay? Now I do have a solar panel on my rooftop tent, so if I could literally just plug this in simply and it's already going to charge straight away. So that's what you get in the top of the box. Now removing this foam at the very top. Okay, and here she is in all her glory. Brand spanking new. Alright, and there it is, the brand new AC180P. So this Bluetti is very, very similar to the other one. The only difference is really the colour and obviously the internals. You've got that bigger capacity, which just means you're going to run longer, okay? So no downside to that at all. Now, it's similar weight as well as you'd expect. And then honestly on here all they've done is the AC180, this used to be in this side but they've swapped them around. Now your ports here, so you've got 4 USBs here, which are 5 volts / 3 amp. So they're going to be great for charging phones, laptops even, that sort of stuff. And then over here you have a USB type C, 100 watt, which is, that's a super fast charger. So if you have like a Samsung phone or a phone that can do super fast charging, that's going to perform that very nicely. Now over here you've got your 12 volts, so this is obviously for if you have camp lights or 12 volt accessory, you can plug it in there and run that out, and that is an output. And then up here you have a DC input, which is that's going to be for charging 12 volts to 16 volts 10 amps, okay? Now over on this side, the last side here, you've got your 230 volts / 1800 watt inverter, pure sine watt inverter. So this is where all the magic happens. That's where you're going to plug in your kettles, TVs, you know, microwaves, all the really full-on power demanding stuff. You could even put a power board in there and charge up whatever you need, okay? Now just on the top here, there's also a 15-watt wireless charger, okay? So that's going to be great for charging your phones, that sort of stuff, AirPods. You better just chuck it up there and charge it straight away. Okay, now another great thing about this system, it charges really quickly. So you're probably thinking, Matt, this is a massive battery, how's it going to charge so quick? Well, in 1 hour you can get it to 80% from zero, so that's pretty impressive. And then 2 hours we'll get it to 100%. So it really speed charges that first 80%. So you can really plug it in and get up and go if you're in a hurry. And also it's great if you're plugging into solar or running your car, you're driving for an hour, it can still charge a decent amount. Okay, now if you haven't used one of these before, it's pretty simple. So essentially to turn it on, you push this middle button and the light goes green and the little screen lights up. So here we have, this is at 60% and it's got 99.9 hours of runtime. So as soon as we plug an appliance in, that's just going to change dramatically and drop. Okay, so here I have a Samsung Android phone and this has got wireless charging, so we'll chuck that on top and then you press DC and then it will wireless charge. So now this is under load. That phone says it's got 34 minutes till it's fully charged, so I read the display here. There we go, so it's just come up on the display here. So we're using 3 watts for that super fast charger and it's actually not affecting the hourly rate at all. I thought the hourly rate would drop to 80 hours for example, but it's still a 99.9, so that could be on 150 hours, we have no idea. But essentially you can charge this phone absolutely no worries and still have plenty of power to play with. So really, it's not really intended for these sort of small items, it can do the massive, really power hungry items. Okay, so it's charging that pretty easily. Let's put a bit more pressure on the system. So here we have a Milwaukee charger. Now it's just charging one battery at a time, so it's not like crazy hard to do, but it is 18 volts. So we plug that in and then we just hit the AC button and that will turn on this other half of the system, which is the 240 volt section. Now it's turning on now, so now it's just going to calculate how much watts that's going to draw. And on here we are now drawing 72 watts, so we're drawing a lot more now, and those hours have dropped dramatically. Now it's only gone to 9 hours, so it can charge this phone and this battery like this for 9 hours, which is very impressive. And obviously these will charge before then, and then that time just going to jump right back up to 100. So it really just depends what you're doing. This whole left side here and the top charger is all under DC, and then just that right side is the 240 volt. So if I want to turn the 240 volt off, I simply just press that right side, and then now that's off, this is off, and just the phone side's working. So it's a very simple system, only 3 buttons to control it, and then you can just turn the DC off here and then just turn the power button off. Okay, so I like to go to the design of these because some power banks, they don't make them look very nice and whatever, but Bluetti have always got a pretty timeless design in my opinion. I think they've really killed it with this design. It's very practical, integrated handles, because you know, if it's over 16 kilos, you kind of want to be able to make sure you've got a good handle, not one that sort of can move and break after a few years, whereas this is built in structurally, like that's not going anywhere. And then on the side here, just got your fan, very similar to like a PC fan, just airing it out. And on the back here just has some information on the do's and don'ts of the system in terms of, you know, leaving it in the rain and that sort of stuff, pretty obvious stuff. And it's just got that really nice sort of angled texture here. And on the other side we've just got another fan, and then down here we got AC input, so that's where we're going to plug in 240 volt power to charge this up. And then here we have a circuit protector, and then down here we have an earth cable, okay? So if you want to earth it to somewhere, probably the earth. Now, so pretty simple system in terms of looks and design, and then yeah, they've just gone for that orange color theme just to switch it up a bit to let you know that this is the special version of this type of system. So very happy with it. Now it is a power hungry system, so I reckon we do some more tests and see what we can run on this thing without, you know, see how far it can go. I'll also say another massive upside to these. Let's say you're into camping, you have a full drive, but you don't want to spend thousands on a battery system. Well, this is about $1,000 to $1,500. So you're probably thinking, Matt, why would I get that when I can just get a system in my car? Well, the upside to these is it's modular. So I can literally just pick this up and put it in that car over there, drive off, camp, come home, charge it, put it in this car, drive off, etc. So it's very simple system. And also, if you have a power out in your house or blackout, this will actually run your fridge and TV and whatnot for quite a few hours, okay? So you've got that extra element there. And obviously, it's just in a small pack system, so you just pick it up, put it whatever you want. And it's great for those people who are into camping, but they don't want to, you know, put thousands of dollars worth of battery systems into their car, and then that's not including labor. When with this, you plug this in for a weekend, run your fridge, run your lights, come back the weekend, charge it back up, or just have it on solar, and you're good to go. So I think this is a good market if you just want to have power on the go, and you have a car and you don't need to fully kit it out, but you want to have some power. This is definitely a great idea. Okay, I've got two very power hungry accessories here. This is going to be a huge test, so I'm not going to run one at a time. That's just too easy. We're going to run both at once. So here we have the Bluetti itself. Here we have a kettle. Now this is, how big is this kettle? 1.7 litre kettle, okay? So this is going to be quite power hungry. Now that's full of water. And then over here, we've got a toaster, but I've got the biggest one I could find. So it's a double slicer, so a quad slicer technically. And we're going to put that there like that. So these together are going to just absolutely want to drain power like no tomorrow. So what we'll do first, just for a little experiment, we'll just run the toaster and we'll see how much watts we're drawing. And then we'll just run the kettle, and then we'll run both at once. So I'm going to turn power on, then I'm going to turn AC on. This part of the unit's powered now. I'm going to put this toaster down, set that to max dial. Oh my goodness, this is using 1720 watts. Like, that's just crazy. You might be able to hear it. It is absolutely pumping the power. So these things are made to be powered like this. So we're using, yeah, 1700 watts, which is just mental. And it can only do this for 0.5 hours. So you can only run this for half an hour, and that just shows you how much power it takes to get heating elements, okay? So look, 59%, we're dropping battery like flies. So enough of that for now. We'll turn that back off. Cancel the toaster. That should calm down now because it's drawing no power. There you go. So now we've got 86.8 hours left of power, so it's actually dropped before the 100-hour mark. So now let's run just the kettle, okay? Keeping in mind that used 1700 watts when it was max power. So here we go. I'll turn this on. Kettle is now on. There you go. Boiling water uses so much more watts. This is using 2,200 watts. That's just next level. You can hear it's going. You can run like this for 40 minutes. Okay, it's just not very long. So absolutely just pumping through it right now. 58%, dropping battery straight away. Absolutely crazy. It's working flat out, but it is getting the job done. Okay. So enough of that. Enough of that. So hopefully you get an idea of what this thing can do. So now we're going to absolutely flog it and try and run a toaster and kettle at the same time. This will just deplete the battery so fast, but I'm very curious as to I've never done it before. Okay. So here we go. So we've got the kettle, toaster at the same time. Power on, AC on. Then we're going to turn that on. Turn on. This might overload it. Yep. It tripped. So there you go. So you can't run a kettle and a toaster at the same time. It's way too much power. That's using about 1700. This is using 2200. So that's almost 4000. Okay, 4000 watts of power it's demanding, which is just insane. So there's your little test for you. Run these appliances individually of each other. Okay, well there you go. Hopefully I've done some justice as to just how crazy this power unit is. Okay, so kettles, toasters, TVs. Now remember, I've just shown you like the most highest demanding power units you're going to be using when you're camping, okay? Unless you've got a blender or a microwave. But kettle's up there with very high drawing power, boiling water, heat elements. So this can do it, just one at a time. And that was also a full house kettle, okay? You can get little camping kettles that are about half a litre, and they just use way less power. So that's a great idea to do as well. So if you are running kettles, toasters, I'd probably get a solar panel, or make sure you're charging this every time you drive. But other than that, if you want to go away for a 5-day weekend and you just want, you know, laptops, phones, chargers, lights, cooking stuff, this is the gift and the ideal present for you this Christmas. So that's my recommendation. Hope you guys enjoyed. and I think this is a very solid, high quality power bank if you're in the market for one. So Bluetti is the name. I'll put a link in the description in case you do want to see one, but this is a yes from me. Till then guys, I'll catch you guys next time on Built Prado.